Already got some questions. Oh, wow. Danny Peters and Tony Peters completely filled the chat with questions already.
All right, well, before we answer some of these questions, we are here live at the Gale Web Action Sports Park. We've got the pump track in the background over here, and we've got the dirt track on this side. So these guys are tearing it up and they're having fun. It's Gale Webb's 80th birthday party. She made it to 80. She thought she'd never make it past 40, but she's 80, and we're just wishing her a happy birthday today. And we're having fun doing it here at the Gale Web Action Sports Park. So, first question, what do we got?
All right. First question from Danny Peters. What all did you get to keep after filming of Rad?
Oh, you know, all of the bikes that we used on the set, they stayed on the set, and we didn't get to keep any of those. I got to keep my the daily contracts that tell us our what happens on that day. They're called call sheets, and it tells you what time of day we're supposed to be at the location. It tells us where the location is. It tells us what is going on, what they're filming. It tells the product people that they need, you know, cookies there or hot dogs or something, and the prop people and all these things to bring the bikes. And so that's what I didn't get to come home with a whole lot of everything. So I did come home with a whole trash can bag full of famous Amos cookies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. How many bicycles do you currently own?
Bicycles. No, well, I don't own that many. I have right now, I've got motorcycles and 2 quads and a couple cars. So.
Nice. Have you ever thought about operating your own skate?
Operating my own skate, I don't, you know, it'd be fun, but I like being able to come to any park and just be a part of that and helping out people. When I see somebody that's struggling or first try to give them better lines on what works best and which direction to go, because there is a direction to these pump tracks.
If you could be anyone other than yourself, who would you be?
Let's just say Tom Cruise. I mean,
Hey.
like, he's an action hero. He does all his. I mean, like, here he's making money and he's doing things and he's having fun. I know he's had some problems here and there, but yeah, Tom Cruise would be kind of cool to be.
Yeah.
You know, if I had to jump out of my own shoes, but I like my shoes. Matter of fact, I just got some new Vans the other day, so
Nice.
I like them.
What hobbies of interest do you have other than BMX?
Yeah, so my other hobbies, I like tearing things apart. I like putting things together. I like doing automotive work. I like tearing engines apart and putting them back together. I don't know everything about them. I like welding. I like, you know, riding motocross. I love riding moto, but we just recently picked up a side-by-side, and they say with age comes a cage, and it's kind of fun. So.
Next time you decide to do a giveaway or to give away one of your bikes or anything else related, can I please have it, Tony Peters? All right, Justin Restifo. How did you meet Kid and Mindy Fruman?
So, we went to, I can't remember exactly which year it was, but we went to the Heroes of Dirt premiere, and it was at a theater that, it was one of my first theaters that I was able to sit down, and they had tables that you could eat at. What year was the Heroes of Dirt premiere?
15.
2015.
November 15th.
November. The whole thing about judging a book by its cover, because you look at him and he's going like, this guy's an idiot. But he's got more useless information in his head than you would ever know.
Do you have plans on offering your hardcover book, My Life Behind Bars?
Wait, no. So We only did a limited run on that. That hardcover was done with the 2013 bikes. The 250 bikes that we sold, only those bikes came with that book. We might do another special edition hardcover of it, but we'll see if we have enough interest in it. It's a pictorial because, you know, BMXers don't like to read.
Have you ever thought about how awesome it would be to be put on a freestyle show to recreate 1986 with Martin Aprio, Josh White, Brian Sakura all over again?
You know, it'd be fun, but we don't have, I don't think we bring in the skill level that we used to have. And we all have fun riding our bikes, and Josh rides, and even Brian rides. So Martin Aprio, myself, we would have a good time doing it, but maybe not a tour, maybe a one deal, you know, one hit wonder. But we're not more from 24, not like Ron and Dave and Brian.
Who would you predict to win a freestyle competition nowadays between you and the other legendary Gale Web riders?
Oh, I'm going to say Martin Aprio, without a doubt. Martin rips. You know, it'd be a tough competition between Martin and Dave Norrie, you know, from back in the day. But then there's Dennis McCoy, who, you know, still competes in the X Games and things like that. But, you know, Dennis or Martin.
Whatever happened to the screen-used bikes and the cereal bowl from the Rad movie set?
So the Rad movie set was only built for 2 weeks. After those 2 weeks, the whole complete Rad Hell track was torn down and dismantled. The movie used bikes. A couple of them I know went to Pat Romano. And then I think a couple went to Talia Shire and her kids or nephews or nieces and things like that. So that's what I know about. Black. The last scene I did was in the park where Crew's supposed to be doing the big 360 and Christian does a landing in the water. That's what my wig falls.
In your book, Martin tells a story how he went to check on you at the skate park and you were marking your territory. What were you thinking when you saw him?
You know, this was my park. This is where I rode, and if I didn't know who you are and you didn't come in and ride, then you, I'm not gonna say a threat, but I was puffing my chest and, you know, showing you who was boss in this neck of the woods or ride, yes. And but yeah, when Martin, I remember it was Fred Becker was on the outside of the fence, and I remember him saying, "Since I can do anything you can do, and I can do it better." That's before he came in and rode.
Do you plan on coming back to Ohio next year for the bike show and ride out?
You know, there's a good possibility of us showing up, but depending on funds and airfares and things like that, and how we have to make it out there. So normally we fly ourselves out and do this, but the more people that we have subscribed to the Eddie Fiola BMX channel on YouTube, it just helps us out. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and the notification bell.
Well, what was it like hearing about other riders at the time without internet?
The only time we knew about other riders was through the magazines, and we had probably 5 or 6 different magazines. We had BMX Plus, we had BMX Action, we had Super BMX, we had so many different magazines that you know, we would have to wait once a month to go through all these magazines, to look through all these pictures to find out who was riding and who was better and who got, you know, good photos. So.
Which bike are you riding more these days, the Former Pro or the Torque?
Right now, I am actually riding the Legends 26-inch former pro, and that's this one right here. It's a 26-inch dirt jumper. It's just a big BMX bike. So when you come up to if I brought this bike to a normal sized BMX bike, the handlebars are your exact same height. The seat's almost in the exact same height. The difference is the top tube is a 23-inch top tube. It's at such a degree that you really don't feel that distance. And since the wheels are 26-inch wheels, it just flows better. The only thing you have to worry about riding a dirt jumper is that back wheel scrubbing you in the nuts. Tucking.
That's okay.
When should we expect the 20-inch release dates?
Good question. I wish I had an answer for that. I need to talk to Bill Ryan over at Supercross. Supercross is building them for us, and so if you just kind of, hint at Supercross, say, hey.
Combo, what are you?
Well, right now it's just the frame, maybe handlebar. We're working on a complete bike. Normally, Supercross doesn't do a complete. They have a lot of components, speedline components and Supercross components and things like that. But a complete bike was hard to do. When we did our first complete, it got expensive. So you got to realize, and people are whining, but you can't please everybody. Anyhow, as of right now, it's just going to be the frame, maybe fork and handlebar.
Is there a release date for Effortless?
The movie, the documentary of Effortless, the documentary about my life. We're trying to the end of September. It might be October. September. Is getting the video that I'm in, and because I'm in a lot of movies and commercials, trying to get the rights legally through these companies.
Let's see. When should we expect the 26-inch?
Soon. Again, they're made by Supercross. They're probably in a container being shipped to the U.S. right now, and it'll be short. But as soon as I find out, you guys will find out.
They love that the Galactic Chameleon color on Kid's bike. They're wondering if that's going to be offered or what colors you're thinking of.
That's a special deal. Kid made it himself. It all depends. Unless you send your bike to Kid by himself, you're never getting it.
Doug.
That might not even be Kid's bike anymore. It might be my bike.
Doug Tunler. I was a local at Pipeline. My dad would come pick us up. I'd be skating. My dad would be over at the full pipe watching. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. You know who else used to do this? I might have said this once before, but when I got inducted into the BMX Hall of Fame, I got inducted at the same time that Jeremy McGrath got inducted. And Jack McGrath, Jeremy's dad, came up to me and said, you know what? When we used to race at Pipeline with my son, and I couldn't find him, he'd be hanging on the fence watching you ride. And I go, that's funny, because I'm hanging on the fence watching him ride now. So.
Crazy turn of events, huh? Wondering if it's going to have an etched head tube.
The new bike should have a new etched head tube. We have a prototype, and it didn't. These are things that when prototypes show up, we tweak here and change things there and make sure that it's right when it comes out in production. So that was one of the things that we wanted to make sure that it had an etched head tube.
Where are we?
Where are we? We are at the Gale Web Action Sports Park in Menifee, celebrating Gale Web's 80th birthday party.
Check out all these people here. This is just one little spot there. Hi from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Make sure you guys write your comments down below if you guys have any questions, because now we're looking for more. Waiting for more. Everyone's just watching.
Right.
Everyone's watching.
Okay. We're watching.
14 minutes.
What time is it? It's been 15?
It's been 15.
Good?
Yeah.
You want to go
Maybe a
longer?
little bit. Maybe a little longer. What other questions you guys got?
What What questions did we have?
They were asking about that
Oh,
gentleman.
wait. Somebody asked about Dave Breed. Dave Breed was a guy that used to ride pipeline, and he would show. He didn't ride ramps, and he didn't ride pools, but he'd ride flatland. And at this point in time, I'm sponsored by GT, and we're thinking about doing a world tour. And Dave thought outside the box, and Dave did these tricks that nobody else did, that were just really cool and stylish, and he had something about it that I rode ramps, he did ground, we helped each other. Dave got out of the industry really quick. He got into ministry. He's a minister or a preacher of some sort, but all the best to you, Dave, and he was a great guy to ride with.
So I have a question for you. Yesterday I watched 9 inches. I watched the movie Fall Guy last night.
Yes.
And the beginning of it, watching the setups and all that, how realistic is that?
100% real. Everything. So there's a new movie coming out called One Fast Move. It's going to be on Prime, and I got to work on this. And what people don't see is that we're working in downtown Atlanta, Georgia, right? We're not, and these guys, it's a motorcycle race movie. So these guys are fully set up in full gear. Now, to get in full gear, it takes a little bit of time because you got knee pads, elbows, back pad, the helmet, everything. Once you're in the gear, when you do movie work, it's a lot of hurry up and wait. So these guys are sitting in 100-degree weather with 200% humidity, and it's just, they're dripping sweat, waiting. It's not so bad if you're racing because you have the wind and it's cooling you down. But when you guys are sitting, these guys are sitting for hours waiting to be on set. When you, in a movie set, you're setting up a shot here, it takes a while. So everybody's waiting until the shot is set up, and then they come in. As soon as they're ready, they want the actors ready, they want the stunt people ready, they want everybody ready to do the shot. Once the shot is done, then these guys can go relax and do whatever before the next shot is up. But I think the cast and crew of One Fast Move and the guys on there, 100% just like the Fall Guy. Take time, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that people don't get to see.
Did Eddie still do HP2s?
We try to do the very first Tuesday of the month instead of every Tuesday, and there will be a yearly deal. It's coming up on the 30th of this month, August. No, wait, what is it?
July. You're 1 month ahead. When I asked you when you asked what time it was,
I had a Biden moment.
Yeah, right. When you asked what time it was, John answered for you. It's 12:45 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, hey John, thank you for waking up so early to watch this.
Australia. All right, we're 20 minutes in.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. A ton of people. Okay, I wish we could show a basketball court somewhere near here, or a football field, or a soccer field, or something other than bikes, because I guarantee you that it's completely empty, and this place is jam-packed. Now, not only is this place packed, but there's one in San Marcos, there's one in Temecula, there's one everywhere. Two in San Diego. There's so many pump tracks, and there's so many kids that are riding bikes and having fun. I think they should build more and put more time and effort into these types of parks instead of your grass field kickball ball sports. It's great that you have them, but if we had some shade here, it'd be great. If we had some lights here, it'd be good. And if we had real bathrooms, they'd be better, because I'm drinking some coffee.
Nathan Hermio asks, there was a move you did in 1980 BMX video where you're riding and all of a sudden you just lay the bike on its side, you're hunched over, and the bike just rolls or glides like 10 feet. And you're just pretty much skating the bike. Do you remember doing that?
It's a video or a movie that I worked
There's
on.
a video of you doing it. You just pretty much, you would ride, you would lay down the bike.
Right.
and you just ride.
I think Odyssey had these pedals that were the platforms were this, right? The platforms came out like this, but the very end of the platform came to a ball, right? So the pedal would spin easily. So when I laid the bike down, the pedal would spin, and it was so smooth. And at that same time, I had bully axle pegs that had plastic. So this floor, I'm almost positive this is the one in the video that he's talking about. This floor was like a Costco type style cement floor that was polished and smooth. And when you laid the bike down, you could go forever on the side of the bike.
Let's see. What three-piece cranks did you ride pre-1986 GT? Three-piece cranks? Question mark.
You know, the three-piece cranks that everybody wanted pre-GT cranks are red lines. If you didn't have a set of red lines and you can afford a set of Hutch cranks, then Hutch cranks were the ones you wanted. But between red lines and Hutch, I think that those were the two crank sets that were out that I used all the time. Then GT came out with their Power Series cranks that were indestructible.
Digging the YouTube channel.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. And will you be at any BMX Jam days?
BMX Jam days. What day? Well, we're going to the Camp Woodward on the September 27th, 26th, 27th, 28th.
27th, 8th, and 9th.
27th, 28th, and 29th. Matter of fact, the September 28th happens to be my birthday. I'll be 60, and everybody's invited to Woodward.
Upcoming events, Laguna Niguel.
That's right. What's the date on that?
Laguna Bike Festival
Laguna Bike Festival,
is the last weekend of October.
last weekend of October,
That'll be good.
20,
25th, 26th, 27th.
25th, 26th, 27th.
Were you friends with Jeff Watson?
Was I friends with Jeff Watson? I was not friends with Jeff Watson. Jeff Watson was a couple years older than I was. Cherry of Bellflower. So that many times, like in earlier interviews and videos, that the magazines made the competitions happen. You know, when they put Watson, you know, is Fiola better than Watson? That started all the competition right there.
When is Rad Designs going to release more holographic wing decals? Mindy?
We'll get on it.
We're working on that right now.
All right. And I can answer this. I can answer this for you, Justin, from the coffee shop.
Oh,
We're editing the video and we're going to post that soon.
cool.
He's
Very
asking
cool.
about if you got the
Yes, we got the coffee. It was awesome. And thank you so much. I am a BMX.
What's
Are we
happening
still
here?
on it?
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
What's happening here? Let me turn off Wi-Fi. Reception here. All right. Website. Where can they get some merchandise?
So, Rad Designs, 1986. And yeah, that's where you want to go. Rad Designs, 1986. Eddie Fiola BMX on YouTube. And come out to the Gale Web Action Sports. Hey, what? Guess what? We got Gale Web right here. Right
Here.
Hey, Gale, sit down.
Let me go around.
Gail, sit down.
Sit down. I'll go.
It is the birthday girl.
Happy birthday, skateboard.
Gail.
What?
We're on YouTube Live.
Excuse me?
We're on Eddie's YouTube right now
You're live. You're
We're live.
on the internet.
with all their fans. Yeah. They're asking questions.
And you're alive.
So,
You know
Kids.
what this is?
I'm sorry?
what is that?
Urethane wheel.
Urethane. You know who else is named? There's a band called Urethane. and I think it was Steve Caballero called the Euro thing. Look at that. I got it.
Yeah. Everybody's saying happy birthday. Gale is a legend. Heck yeah.
Gale Web, did you ever have a board named after you? Yes. Who was it made by?
Powerflex?
Powerflex. Powerflex.
Yep.
So that's a Powerflex wheel, and she had the board had a web design on it. It was really cool.
They have some questions for you too. Do you still do shows?
Actually, I do. I'll do demos, but not the big shows we used to do.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere I can, wherever there's kids, the moment I can talk to them, play some music loud.
Yeah.
I'm there. But
Yeah. Okay. Skyway wheels.
Skyway Mags. So the question about Skyway Mags, they went out because the brakes never work. And the problem is that with the side caliper of the brakes didn't work with the rubber compound of the brake shoes. But now we have 990 brakes and we have a different compound rubber. So if you ever get a pair of mag wheels that brakes, now the brakes work. So any more questions for Gale?
Yeah. Out of all your riders, who is your favorite? Woo!
I have a lot. There's a lot of favorites.
I think she's just saying that because I'm sitting here.
He's too close. He'll hit me.
Oh no.
No, I mean, I'm trying to think. It's 14 or 15. First time I ever met him in front of his house with his mom. And,
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about him. And
How'd you convince his mom to let you take him on the road?
oh gosh, that was a whole story in itself. It was awesome. It was fun. And here he is, a young boy. And my husband was with me at that time, and told him everything. We're going to go to San Francisco and meet Doug DeMocus and do a bunch of shows and in the Cal Palace. And he seemed excited. I go, well, want me to do something? I go, no, I know you're a good rider. But then he got on his bike and he rode up this ramp, and that was it. I mean, he's like, oh. So his mom was concerned, but she was so cool, very, very cool, and being a mom, because that's the same thing.
Sure.
Yeah. So doing shows for Gale first time. A guy came up to me and asked me if I knew who Gale was, and I didn't at this point in time. I'm riding Lakewood Skate Park, and this guy was either Sandy or Dusty or Dustin. But anyhow, he knew Gale, and he knew who I was. So he introduced me to Gale, and that's pretty much it. I did shows for her ever since.
I mean, a lot of shows. But I mean,
There'd be times that I wasn't able to do shows, that I was off working on, the movie Rad or commercial and things like that, or
Traveling.
I'd be traveling, she'd be traveling, so there'd be some shows I didn't make it to, but I did a lot of them.
What was the usual team in the 80s?
the team.
Yeah,
Oh my God, he didn't help me out with this one.
the usual.
Well, I remember it was
Martin Epperhill, Eddie Fiola.
Martin, myself, sometimes Woody Itzen,
Yeah.
Scott Freeman, Josh White every once in a while. We had Tony Hawk. We had Mike Smith. We had there was another guy. Fred Blood. Fred Blood. How do you forget Fred Blood? Freddie DeSoto. Freddie. Who else? Fred Becker.
Danny Way.
Danny Way. These are all names that have done Gale Web shows.
Oh, it goes on. Hundreds of names.
Yeah.
We're doing a documentary right now, and it's going to be done in a few months. And it will have everybody in it. And gosh, it's even hard to say how many names are going to be in this. And at the end of it, it's going to run the whole thing of everybody that's ever done a show with Gale Web. So it's kind of fun.
That's awesome. What's the raddest thing you've ever seen anybody do?
In
Anything.
bikes or skateboards or
Let's say BMX.
BMX. Actually, my husband and I went. Well, I used to skate over a pipeline, but I've never seen Eddie. And not just because he's sitting next to me. Let's make sure. If you asked me that question, I was. We were standing at the fence, that went in. There's a pipe and a bowl, and he was this kid, not knowing it was Eddie Fiola. So this is the whole story. And all of a sudden, he starts riding up and down, and he rides into the pipe, and he's going so high, and he comes down, and I'm like, yeah! But he lands his foot on the fence, and then goes back in. Never. I mean, I thought he was gone. I mean, I thought he was going to do the splits on this fence. I'm like, his life's over. I mean, it was scary. And he did it over and over. It was like amazing. You got the crowds, you got the music, and you got Eddie Fiola doing them. That was probably one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. Scared me, and not too many things scared me.
We got a few comments thanking you for bringing BMX to the masses across the world. Not sure how anyone else or how everybody would have saw it. So that's cool. We have some people saying Tom Cruise needs to stop trying to look like you, Eddie.
Yes.
And they want to know if you have any Gale Web t-shirts available on a website.
We could add it.
Maybe we'll design some. We'll throw some designs up. We'll make sure that Gale likes it, and maybe we'll put some up on the Rad Designs 1986 site.
Yeah.
We'll just put a Gale Web section up there. So.
I was just asked today about that.
Yeah?
Promise. I mean, someone said, do you have your old jerseys? We'll get that.
That'd be
We have
cool.
some pretty cool jerseys.
That'd be really
Mostly
cool.
It says kids are number one, and that's still the way we.
Yeah.
And what's your documentary called?
A Promise to a Friend.
A Promise to a Friend. And the reason, what promise did you make to this friend of yours?
Ooh, that's powerful. One of my very best friends when I was young passed away in my arms because of drugs. And I'm holding her. She's gone. And I promised her, I was very close to her, that I will do everything I can every single day of my life to do something about drugs. And I made that promise come true. And everyone always hits me hard because it's what I really believed in, not even knowing what I was going to do every day of my life. But as it turned out, I've always had a passion in helping people, helping kids. And I love loud music, and I love to be in sports. So putting it all together, my husband and I, Jim, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here now. But we made that dream come true. So we made big signs saying no to drugs. And this is in 1978.
This is way before Nancy Reagan just say no.
Yeah, and we researched that. And people in the documentary researched that. We want to make sure. I was the first one to ever tell kids, say no to drugs. But it went big. I mean, people were making me big banners. We putting up at every single one of my shows. And you can look on my ramps now. You can go back on all my history. And it says that. So I know my promise came true. And we've helped literally between Eddie and I and all our team members. We help kids do something different in life, that they don't need drugs. I know, everybody says that, and sometimes kids go, yeah, we heard it, but it's so true. And if kids can just remember that they got their whole life, and when you talk to Eddie, or you do videos on Eddie, or anybody, they can just believe that life is great. Some of the bad parts aren't so great, but make them different. It's up to you. Make it different, and you can do it. If you're strong, you can do it. If you're not so strong, get a friend that will help you.
Yep.
You can go on and on, but anyway, that's the name. I made a promise to a friend.
That's amazing. A guy named Hunter said he wouldn't be where he is now without you. And out of all the action sports you've ever done, what was your favorite?
Oh, that's hard. Oh, I skateboarded. I dropped into.
I think snowboarding or motocross would have been. That's what I'm thinking. Gale is
Motor
favorite.
I just got back from Mammoth. Mountain was the biggest motocross, and even though I know I can't ride anymore, my injuries were all worth it. I would do it again. I had no heartbeat, but motocross. And just my big thing was trying to make this 80-foot tabletop, and I finally did it. But that's what I get. I'm old. I'm 80, And I try to tell kids, it's that feeling you get when you succeed. And you can do it. I don't care what it is. You know, you don't need to broadcast it just with yourself, but you did it. And so, bye, phone. Yeah, no.
Glasses, phone, what else
Yeah.
you gonna drop?
But I love
Money? You got some money?
If it wasn't for Eddie and
All the riders, we're all just here to have fun and do what's right and be on the up and up. And we're here to, you know, promote our sport and hope people have a good time doing it. Anyhow.
Bones heal, chicks dig scars, pain is temporary, and glory is forever. So
Yes.
somebody just commented.
it's perfect.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. It makes me happy.
On that note, subscribe, hit the like button, notify, all those things. The Eddie Fiola, and happy birthday, Gale.
You're welcome, Eddie.
80. 80.
Happy birthday, skateboard. 80 looks good.
All right,
Where's my bike?
we're out.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Gale Web, Action Sports Park. I'm gonna show you guys around a little bit. We're gonna say bye to them. We're gonna let Eddie get back to,
Thank you for including me.
yeah, of course, to talking to everybody. We got Legend Bike Co. over here. We got Dirt Society. You guys need to make sure you guys check out Dirt Society. Got a bunch of cool stuff here.
Hello, hello.
Where are we at?
We are at the Gale Web Action Sports Park celebrating Gale's 80th birthday. Watching the riders ride, do their thing, and got some donuts. We got the petition down here if you want to sign to help support getting a sewer restroom here at the park. And yeah, we're just hanging out, having a good time.
Heck yeah. All right, let's go show some of the riders. So, where can you guys go this early in the morning? You guys can't go to any basketball court. You guys can't go to any soccer field and see this many kids out here on bikes, this many people. Yep, having a good time. Butts on bikes. Bikers on bikers out here today. We got the dirt area over here. Yeah. So this is Gale Web Action Sports Park here. You got the little balance area over there. Got the shaded area. And obviously the pump area. I'm going to be there in half an hour. Hunter, we will be here. We will be here. It's a really nice track. Very smooth. It's a good time. Very good time. But anyways, thank you guys. There it is. Sorry guys. Reception here is not the greatest. But this is the 26 dirt bumper. Then you guys know. You guys know my bike. But it's a great. We got a new. Actually, we got a new SE rider right here. Who just won money from Eddie. You let him keep the money? Take it. Yeah? So if it was wrong live early when we first started, Eddie made a bet that she could not bar spin the middle section every single jump. And she did. All 5 in a row. So, all right, guys, we're going to get off live here. Thank you guys for joining in. We got a new video going to be releasing either tonight or tomorrow. And the owner of the coffee shop. We have a whole video for you guys of an unboxing that we will go ahead and post. So, I'll see you